we are setting ourselves up for a showdown at the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals in Georgia, folks, with Jack Smith officially appealing Judge Cannon's dismissal of the Trump documents case last week. And according to what the legal experts are now saying, it's pretty obvious that Cannon is going to get overturned at that conservative 11th Circuit. The Washington Post recently ran a story where they had spoken to several legal experts, including a law professor from the University of North Carolina, who accused Judge Cannon of engaging in, quote, judicial malpractice. So let me read you these quotes from these legal experts. Again, the first one is from law professor Michael Gerhardt at the University of North Carolina. Here's what he said. For a trial judge to ignore it is judicial malpractice. She has demonstrated a pattern of bias that leads her to endorse wacky or unfounded arguments, and that's a problem if you're a judge. Then you have Bruce Fine, who is a former high-level official at the DOJ, who said, everything points in one direction. She is trying to ensure that Trump cannot be tried before November and hopes that if he's elected, he'll shut down the prosecution. Judicial malpractice. Wacky and unfounded legal theories, the law professor says. I mean, unfounded, yeah, but a law professor having to go as far as to say that these things are wacky shows you just how insane Judge Cannon's rulings and behavior overall has been. Because aside from her ass-backwards dismissal argument, which of course is not based in law and it's not based in fact, and that's why Smith, I think, has a home run at this circuit court. But Cannon would do something that other judges absolutely do not do. She would allow these individuals, either side, Trump or Smith, to come in and make these idiotic motions. Not saying Smith filed idiotic motions, but you know what I mean. They make a motion. She would then give the other side weeks to respond to the motion. Then after the other side responded, she would schedule a hearing on the two motions for weeks out. Then they would go to court. They would make their arguments. And then weeks later, she would rule on those motions. So every little thing that happened, she would make it take months and months. And that's why at the start of the summer, she had to say, I'm postponing the case indefinitely because I'm so backlogged. You're so backlogged because you're incompetent. Or this is intentional incompetence to further delay the case in favor of Donald Trump. So these legal experts are pointing out that not only does Jack Smith have a very strong case to get her decision overturned, but he also has a very strong case to get her totally removed from the case due to, again, as Professor Gerhardt pointed out, judicial malpractice. But that's still not good enough for me. Even if they overturn Cannon, and even if they pull her off the case and put a competent judge in her place, you still got to deal with Cannon. And that's why this year's election is so important. We need the Democrats to retain the Senate. We need them to take control of the House of Representatives, and one of their first orders of business at the start of 2025 needs to be impeaching Judge Aileen Cannon for gross incompetence. But we can't do that if we don't retain and take back those chambers. So voters, you know what to do. You want Cannon to actually have to have consequences for this. You know which party to vote for. Otherwise, you're likely to see her on the Supreme Court in the near future. Hi, everyone. This here is little Athena. And Athena would like to know why you haven't subscribed to Fair and Balanced yet. So please, don't let Athena down. Subscribe today.